REFCO supports all OSHA electrical safety standards and recommends all technicians performing electrical testing as outlined in this video. Follow all safety standards and use the appropriate PPE and tools as outlined in NFPA 70E, the standard for electrical safety in the workplace. Many technicians have voltage sticks or voltage testers like these. And while these are not a bad idea to make sure you're not sticking your hands into live voltage, this is not what we're talking about in this video. In this video, we're going to talk about full-fledged multi-voltage testers. I used to joke and kid around about Radio Shack and the cheap meters that Radio Shack sold. And now that Radio Shack's not around anymore, I guess I'll have to start picking on Walmart. You can pick up cheap meters. This one is on Amazon and it's $9.79. While this meter might show you correct voltages and might do the job that you're trying to do, we don't consider meters like this to be safe for the voltage that we deal with in HVAC. So for your safety and for the accuracy of readings that you take on your jobs, we recommend that you get a high quality voltage meter. It's going to cost you a little more than $9.79, but it's going to be worth it down the road as far as your recordings and as far as your safety. There are many different types of multimeters out there, and a lot of them have many different functions. Some will read temperature, some are amp probes and will read an amp reading on a motor or a compressor. So you want to make sure that the meter that you choose has the functions that you need for your job. So go through the functions and choose correctly the meter that would be best for your needs and for your safety. One thing that we always stress in our videos and our training are the probes. The fatter probes that you get that are common with the meter do not work well on the modern plugs that we find on our equipment today. The narrow pins that are shown in the pin on the bottom will insert into small plugs on ductless and on ECM motors, and you will be able to get a more accurate reading, and you will not damage the wiring or the pins in the plug by doing so. So it's a really good investment that once you purchase a meter that you also purchase the skinny tips to go on to your leads to make voltage readings. As we said, there's a lot of different functions available on multimeters, and so you need to be careful to pick one wisely that will have the functions you need for your application. The one thing you also want to make sure you get is a true RMS multimeter. This comes into play when you're working on inverter type product and on ECM motor troubleshooting. A true RMS multimeter will give you accurate readings on the different types of wavelengths that you will find on this product. So make sure if you're working on ECM motors or ductless product or inverter heat pump product that you make sure your meter states somewhere on it or in the instructions that it is a true RMS multimeter. It has been found that a meter that is not true RMS can be as far off as 40% in the readings that you take on ECM motors or inverter product. Once you purchase a meter, you want to familiarize yourself with the different functions on that meter. You want to know where the DC voltage settings are, the AC voltage, DC current, continuity, and ohms resistance, and some have even a transistor and a capacitor tester. You want to make sure that you are familiar with all the functions that your meter provides and how to use each one of them. Do your math. You want to know that when you set your meter on a particular scale, what you are actually reading. This example is showing that we have set this scale on times 100 for a voltage reading, which means that our voltage is 100 times that, which would give us a reading of 5,000. So you want to make sure that you understand what the range is on your meter and how to make the readings. We have stated before that there are meters that you can take amp draw readings on. This particular clamp on also has probes that you can take voltage readings, but it has the clamp on that you can put around a lead off a motor or a compressor and read the amp draw of that particular device. This is very important in proper troubleshooting and proper setup of an HVAC unit. One thing you need to do when you have a voltage meter or a amp draw meter is practice with it. Many technicians don't know what the readings are that they should be taking. When I used to do troubleshooting classes, we used to have wiring examples, and the wiring examples that would trip up the technicians the most were wiring up a simple light bulb and a light switch, because technicians just didn't really know what they should be seeing and how it should be wired. So practicing on these simple things, and then when you go to a job site, take voltage readings. Take amp draw readings on the compressor and on the motors. You should become accustomed to what kind of readings you should see on all types of different equipment and motors. And by practicing and taking these voltage readings, you can become a truly professional technician in knowing what you should be seeing on each job site. So take the time while you're sitting there waiting for a unit to start up, or you're waiting for a part or something else. Take out your voltmeter or your amp probe and take readings and get familiar with your meter and how to set it and how to make the readings. You'll be a lot better technician for it.
Go to arefco.com for more videos. Like, subscribe, and check back every week for new videos.